We have just changed one denominator, which is the time. And the job has been converted from non-requiring PTW into requiring PTW. Because the timing that you have chosen to execute the job is not your choice. The timing was urgent. You have to do the job urgent, in the middle of the night. Your staff is acclimatized to do the job in the daytime. They don't have any problem with that. But at night, you don't have the same personnel. You don't have the same personnel at night. You don't have lots of manpower. Changing the timing will automatically convert the job from non-requiring PTW into requiring a PTW. But if it is a routine job, day or night, it does not require any PTW. Place. If you are doing this job in a restricted area, or in a dangerous area, or in a hazardous area, definitely you need a PTW. Okay? You are doing welding and torching and grinding in the workshop. Well and good. You have the fire extinguisher beside you. You have the fire hydrant beside you. But you are required to do cutting and welding, and there is active line of oil or liquid or petrochemical or whatsoever. You are doing it in a risky place where there are explosives, there are gases that can explode and it can make a fire. In this instance, you have to take a permit to work. Persons. If you are receiving a new contractor and he is not familiar with the place, he is not familiar with your equipment, don't you agree with me that his likelihood of making an accident will be high? And we said that the aim of the PTW is to plan, to prevent morbidity and mortality. So you are committed at that moment of time to issue a PTW. So this is clear. Routine job, day or night, does not require PTW. Non-routine job, it requires PTW. How to judge non-routine? You consider time, place, and person. Changing of the time, changing of the place from a safe place to a risky place to a restricted area, demands making a PTW. Third, person. If you are receiving a contractor, you have to cover his job by third party or contractor permit. What are the limitations for the PTW? Studies in the health and safety discovered that in the organizations where the trend is very conservative and they are doing the PTW for each and every job, they discovered that they failed in reducing the number of accidents. Because people, they became over-familiar with the PTW. They are taking the paper, okay, every day we are doing this paper, checklisting blindly, and they are not considering the value of the paper. The value of the paper is to give you the guideline. What are the precautions to be considered before you start the job? Because they are doing too much PTWs every day, the workers have become so familiar with the paperwork, they are just checklisting, game is over, accident will happen. So we don't want to have this example here in Simplified. We want to use the PTW carefully, only if indicated. Non-routine job, okay, and if the job is having one of the three criteria, time, place, and person, which are different, okay, but the routine job, day and night, it should not be covered by a PTW. For the PTW in Simplified, it has been subject to a lot of modifications. Since I came to Simplified before 3 years, Dr. Fuad Amir and Muhammad Abdallah, in coordination with the other departments, they started to make the so-called trial and error. Trial and error. It was a process of hypothesis. Hypothesis. You are hypothesizing something, you are subjecting it to trial and error. You are probing the people. You want to see the reply from the people. A lot of comments have been raised about the PTW, and we did a detailed meeting with each and everybody concerned about the PTW, and we did a lot of discussion this week. And based on the recommendation of everybody, we did some tailoring of the PTW to be more simple, more expressive for the objectives. We have to embark on the definitions now. To understand the PTW, you have to understand some definitions. The first one, who is the area HOU? We want to do a welding job. And the welding job is in command 9. Who is the HOU? Is he the head of the maintenance department, or is he the head of the command 9 area? What do you guess?
The maintenance.
Pardon?
The maintenance.
No, it is the volume during the sheet.
Please, whenever you listen to the word area, get strict to the geographic definition. What do we mean by geographic definition? Ask yourself where the job will be executed. It will be executed in command 9. I don't care who is going to execute the job for me in command 9, but I am the HOU in command 9. I don't allow anybody to work without my permission. So please consider this. It is very clear. I don't care he's the welder or the carpenter or the plumber or whomsoever working in that geographic area. I care about the person in charge in that geographic area.
So is the one that have the overall picture?
Yes, it's the one who is having the authority over there. You cannot just go and start the job without his permission. This is why he is an integral part of the PTW. So, this is the first definition that we have to sort out. HOU is not HOU of the executing department. The executing department could be the maintenance, could be the warehouse, could be whatsoever. Anyone can execute the job, which is covered by the PTW as far as it is designated in the PTW itself. But when we mention HOU or the area HOU, it means it is the geographic area where the job will be executed. Okay? Then, team leader. What do we mean by team leader? We will do a job of scaffolding and painting. Scaffolding and painting at high altitude. And Supreme, painting is belonging to which department? Civil. Is he the head of the unit of the civil department that you will be in charge, or the foreman responsible for the painting job? Which one we mean here? Excellent. The foreman, the executive part. Because it's unfair to involve the head of the unit every now and then. You will keep him busy. You want to involve the foreman responsible for doing the job. You will do the job, you have to consider health and safety in all aspects of your performance. You are in charge. You are the executive in charge. You will perform the job. You should be involved. I don't care who is your manager. I care about you. You are the team leader. So the team leader here is the one who is having the executive power in the performance. I don't care who he is. I care about his authority. As long as he is responsible for the performance of the job, he is the team leader designated by the PTW. Clear? Okay. HSE representative. I was very clear and very punctual when we, Anna and I and Fuad and Muhammad used the expression representative. You know why? Because in the future, when the scope of the business will enlarge, maybe you will have 5 different PTWs on the same day, at the same time. We have shortage of safety personnel. We have only 1 safety officer. This is why I didn't mention safety officer here. I mentioned safety representative. But we are preparing the auditors to be safety inclined auditors. It means each one of them in the future, he can represent the health and safety department and he can be a part of the PTW system. For the time being, what we mean by HSE representative, Dr. Fuad, Amir, and Muhammad Abdullah. This is for the time being. But for the future, the word representative will carry the meaning of anyone assigned by Dr. Fuad to do the job of safety representation on site. This will help to decentralize the HSE department, to decrease the pressure on the lonely safety officer. Okay? Next. What is the function of the team? What is the function of the HSE in charge? The function of the HSE in charge is to provide the team leader with a piece of advice regarding the health and safety precautions to be taken and the job hazard analysis. And he should sign on the PTW. He should sign on the PTW. So the team leader should sign and he will initiate the job. HSE representative will be monitoring the job hazard analysis and the pre-job safety meeting, which is conducted by the team leader with the staff, and he will be signing too. Area HOU, where the job is executed, you will be responsible for what? 2 words: checking and approving. Checking and approving. You are the area HOU, and they want to do a job in your area. At least you should bother yourself in checking is everything is all right before they start the job or not. If you realize that everything is all right, go ahead, approve. They will start the job. So this slide is very, very important to understand. What is the area HOU? It is the head of the unit where the job will be executed on site. We don't care about the executive part. We care about the geographic area. If we do welding in the security kiosk, who's going to be the area HOU? Who's going to be the area HOU? In the security kiosk outside, we are doing some welding. We are making some shelves. Who's going to be the area HOU? The person in charge. Should you wait for Salim Daw to come and to sign for you? No. This should never happen. The person who is physically present in that area, he is in charge. You understand me? Ali Akoum. Okay? This is clear. Any question about this slide? Because you have to understand this slide before we proceed. Go ahead, Bilal.
The maintenance HOU for doing the maintenance jobs is where is as opposed to PTW, because there's no signature, any phase.
We don't need his signature. We don't need his signature. We need of executive power. He has sent somebody to do the job. The maintenance head has sent somebody to do the job. Who's going to do the job? The maintenance head or the person who has been sent? The person who has been sent. He will do the job.Hy should we require signature of the person who is sitting in his office?
It's not qualified.
It means
Sent by
Means-
listen to me. I trust the maintenance head that he will send the qualified people. I don't think that the maintenance head will send non-qualified. And we cannot suppose.
Is that right?
We cannot suppose. You should not suppose. This should be zero probability. If you are planning for the job and at the same time you are sending unqualified people, it means you are infringing the human factors that we have highlighted before. We said human factors, environment, equipment, and task scenario. If you are disregarding the human factor, it means you are not fit to adapt the PGW issue. Any more questions here?
Is it possible to change the area attribute to area responsible? It's same like, for example, the complement of the area is qualified as
This just requires one line in the procedure, which says the area HOU is the one who is physically present and responsible and in charge for the implementation of any jobs in his area, or the one in charge. Just you will add in the procedure, or the one in charge. It means Ali for the security or the countermeasure for the afternoon activity in the production or whatsoever. You need just two words in the procedure so that this will be complying with the procedure. You need just to say, or the person in charge. Yes, please.
Maybe we'll discuss it in details about the team leader will put the hazards, then the safety representative will look at them.
I will show you.
And we will discuss
Let me explain to you. Let me please put for you the gridiron. You are the trainer. You have to walk on the gridiron in this stage. I don't want the train to be turned over. If you want the train to move smoothly, please follow the piece of advice. I don't want inside discussions. This what has been agreed upon. We are now too late to re-hypothesize what we have done already, okay? This discussion has been done just after we finish in 20 minutes this presentation. You will be happy that this job is achieved. What are the types of the PGW? The types of the PGW. Number one, confined space entry. Number two, hot work. Number three, cold work. Number four, excavation. Number five, scaffolding. Number six, radiation. Number seven, electric isolation. Number eight, contractor activity. Number nine, pressure. Number 10, mechanical isolation. Number 11, high voltage. If you are involved in any of these activities, you require a PGW. This is the form. You start by filling the date and the location. You are an electrician in the maintenance department and you want to do the job in command 9. Don't write the location maintenance department. I don't mean the location where you are located the moment you started to fill the paper. I'm meaning the location where the job will be executed. Okay? Job order number. Amr, please highlight this issue. How to take a job order number.
created by the planning department.
Excellent. Unit.
Sorry.
It's created by the planning department. Whenever you have maintenance job, it comes from the planning department, you get the job order from 7.
حتى work order not job.
Okay.
We can change it to
Units.
work order.
How many units do we have here in Sibling? How many units?
Or 13,
Okay. Department? How many departments?
5.
Okay. Now, then you click. It could be in the same paper, a confined space entry beside hot activity. For example, you want to do welding inside a reservoir, welding inside a silo, welding inside a tank. So you should label both circles, confined space and hot water. So what's your role here is to check whatever is going to be done simultaneously. You understand me? If in the same confined space you are doing different jobs, you need only one paper. You check confined space first, and then you check whatever activities in the same confined space running at the same time. This will shortcut for you a hectic effort that you need to do a separate PTW for each and every activity. I don't want to convert the people into clerks, into writers. We need something which is practical, quick, and implementable. Okay? Then, 3 personnel are involved in the PTW. The team leader, the area HOU, and the HSE representative. This is the team leader, name and signature. This is the area HOU, name and signature. And then a description of the job to be done. Who is going to write the job description? The team leader. Okay, I'm very clear. Who is going to write the job description? The team leader. The one who is supervising the execution of the... It is not head of the maintenance. He could be the painter. He could be the foreman for the electricians. He could be the foreman for the plumbers. He could be the foreman responsible for the contractors. This is the one who is writing here the job description. Then, job hazard analysis. This is the role of both the team leader and the HSE representative. They should coordinate together to sort out the job hazard analysis. Please don't be panicked when you listen to the word job hazard analysis. It's easy. We list the steps of the job. And in each step, we mention what is the hazard and then what is the control. For example, welding, fire extinguisher. Very easy. And then the HSE representative should write his name and signature. Why the name and the signature of the HSE has become below the job hazard analysis? Because this job cannot be done in an isolated island away from the effort of the HSE representative. It should be done in coordination with the safety representative. In the pre-job safety meeting, we have to discuss 5 items, and we have just to check the 5 items. Human power, whether they are ready, physically fit, mentally fit, psychologically fit, socially fit, and they are integrated and they have a common language, whether it is verbal or non-verbal, whether they are trained, certified, and supervised. The equipment, you have to check whether the equipment are sufficient in number, good in quality, and they are in the functional status suitable for the execution of the job. For example, we have 3 grinding jobs at 3 different areas. We need 3 grinding machines. We have a sufficient number, but unfortunately only 2 grinding machines are certified. Your role as a team leader, you exempt the non-certified grinder. You work with 2 grinders only. You finish 2 jobs at a time and then one job at a time. discovered that one of the grinding machines is not having a proper grounding. There is no earthing. Okay? Do you think you can start the job without the grounding, without the earthing? Of course not. So we started with 3 machines and we ended up with only 1 machine because we subjected our thinking to 3 phases. Number of machines, quality of machines, and functional status of the machines. And then work environment related factors. We have to consider the roof. Is the roof protecting us? Is it stable? Is there risk of any falling object from the roof? What about the content of the space? Do we have enough radiation, enough ventilation? Do we have proper illumination? Are there any toxic gases? What about the ground? Is the ground stable? Do we have any spillage of oil or liquid or whatsoever? Do we have the risk of slips, trips, and falls? All this should be considered and discussed with the team members by the team leader. The team leader is the one who is initiating the pre-job safety meeting, and it should not be a monologue. It should not be a monologue. He is just explaining to everybody. I need the team leader to be a good listener. Please listen to the foundations. Listen to the people who are expert each in his profession. They know much better than the team leader each in his profession. You should listen to them. You should not discard their additions, omissions, or suggestions and critics. This is the rule of the team leader, to be a good listener, to listen to everybody in the pre-job safety meeting. Maybe somebody will suggest on him something which is crucial for the job, and it has to be implemented. This is the value of rehearsing the pre-job safety meeting between the team leader and the team members. Task scenario. The team leader should make sure that everybody in the team is understanding where are we going to start the job? Where? By the use of which tools? Who are the team members? Who are the team leaders? How the job is organized from A to Z. This is a function of the team leader. He should explain to the team members how we will start and how we will finish. Emergency action plan. Don't be panicked with the expression. It's very easy. It is the answer of only 2 words. What if you are doing a job inside the tank? Somebody is painting inside the tank. What if, due to the order of the paint, the painter collapses? How you will evacuate the person who collapsed inside the tank? This is the preposition. What if? And the preposition, it depends on the nature of your activity. Okay? It means if we are doing a welding job, the what if question will be different from painting job. For the welding job, we will say, what if fire happens? What's your emergency action plan? If we are doing a lifting job, what if the sling is broken? What's your emergency action plan? You realize now that the presence of this what if question is an integral part of the PTW to prepare the participants for the future. We agree that the PTW aims at decreasing the morbidity, the mortality, and the damage of assets. We cannot achieve this target if we don't make the preposition what if. Discussing the 4 factors, human, equipment, environment, and task scenario is brilliant. But without this